Hello viewers, you're watching Nahoo News Weekly. Presenting this week's news to you, it's me, Gifty McConnell. Please stay tuned. As we move on to our first news, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed held a consultation with delegations from Qatar that focused on investment opportunities in Ethiopia. Prime Minister Abiy held a meeting with Sheikh Fasil bin Thani Al Thani, head of Asia Pacific and Africa Investments at the Qatar Investment Authority. The consultation was held at Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's office. The Prime Minister's office also indicated that the discussion focused on exploring and expanding investment opportunities in Ethiopia. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has been awarded the 2022 World Islamic Finance Award for his efforts to improve Ethiopia's financial sector. In an article posted on his social media page, the Prime Minister said, "I'm honored to receive this award for the steps we have taken to make the sector inclusive as a country." The Prime Minister also stated that Ethiopia's extensive reforms in the financial sector are getting recognition at an international level. It was also stated that this award was presented to him by the leadership of global Islamic finance for his significant contribution to the growth and development of the Ethiopian banking industry. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed said that we have come closer to our goal of supplying wheat to the foreign market in the Ethiopian New Year. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has assessed the situation of wheat farming in Dugda and Bora districts of Oromia region. Prime Minister Abiy said on his Twitter page that the event is very promising. He also stated that there are plans to harvest 7 million quintals of wheat in Eastern Shawa zone alone. He mentioned that modernizing agriculture will bring better results. The EU has announced that it will support the peace process started under the African Union. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Demeqa Mekonnen discussed with the Director of African Affairs of European Union, Rita Laranginié. During this discussion, the Deputy Prime Minister expressed Ethiopia's determination to work with the EU. He also explained about the conflict in the northern part of Ethiopia and the distance the government has traveled to solve the problem peacefully. He pointed out that the Ethiopian government is ready and committed to peace talks under the auspices of the African Union and expressed their belief that the European Union will also support this process. The director explained that the EU wants to strengthen its strategic partnership with Ethiopia. He also stated that he would support the peace process under the African Union. According to the information from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the European Union supports efforts for peace at any time. Ethiopia's ambassador to the United States, Silashi Bekkele, discussed with Inger Anderson, Director General of the UN Climate Program. Ambassador Silashi briefed the Director General about the Green Footprint Program that is being implemented in Ethiopia. Inger Anderson, on the other hand, confirmed that Ethiopia will continue to cooperate with the United Nations Climate Program in environmental protection and other development issues. On the other hand, Ambassador Silashi discussed with American Congress Hal Rogers. At this time, the American government has asked the members of the American Congress to understand that the pressure of blocking Ethiopia from agua is hurting the people living in poverty and that their support is very important. The information we received from the Ethiopian embassy in the US indicates that Ambassador Silashi briefed Congress on the current situation in Ethiopia, especially the TPLF's opening of the third round of war in Amhara and Afar regions. Congressman Hull, on his part, praised the efforts being made to resolve the conflict peacefully in Ethiopia and confirmed that they support development of the Ethiopian people. The World Food Programme announced the oil theft in the Tigray region has hampered the delivery of humanitarian aid. World Food Programme Director General David Beasley briefed the UN Security Council on the impact of war on food security. The CEO said, "We need fuel, we need funding, and we want supply activity on the lines." The General Director said that oil theft has made our humanitarian aid work more difficult. Last month, the TPLF stole 12 tankers containing 570,000 liters of fuel from the World Food Programme warehouse in Mekelle. Ethiopia has earned $1.4 billion by exporting more than 300,000 tons of coffee for the first time. This was revealed at the forum where the accreditation program was held for coffee farmers, exporters, and suppliers. It is said that the parties involved in this sector have a significant role in making Ethiopia achieve high results in coffee production at international levels. According to the Ethiopian Coffee and Tea Authority, Ethiopia earned $1.4 billion in coffee exports for the first time, and that this income was obtained by exporting more than 3,000 tons of coffee for the first time. The Ethiopian Coffee and Tea Authority added that the results was raised as a country. The inspection was attended by senior government officials, including President Sahle-Work Zewde. A rally condemning the war launched by the TPLF will be held in Washington, D.C. this coming Sunday. The peaceful demonstration in front of the White House is set to hold different objectives, as per the Ethiopian Association of Peace and Unity D.C. Task Force leader, Asaw Melka-Hiwot. The objectives include condemning the TPLF's reinvasion of Ethiopia. In addition to the peaceful demonstration, civic institutions and coalitions in the U.S. are working to mediate and explain the country's authorities to have a balanced view on the issue of Ethiopia. At the same time, according to Ethiopian news agency reports, Twitter campaigns in support of Ethiopia are also being conducted. In addition to Ethiopians, Eritreans and other friends of Ethiopia are expected to participate in peaceful demonstrations. It has been stated that the rally will be held this coming Sunday and is organized by the Peace and Unity of Ethiopian Association, DC Task Force, in collaboration with members of the Ethiopian community in America and various institutions and patriots. Moving on to our final news, Safaricom Ethiopia has leased a plot of land from the Industrial Parks Development Corporation to allow it to start operations in the ICT park. The land lease agreement was signed by Safaricom Ethiopia CEO Anwar Susa and Industrial Parks Development Corporation CEO Sandok Andebebe. It is said that the company will invest $60 million by renting 10,000 square meters of cultivated land at the ICT park, and will create permanent and temporary employment opportunities for more than 56 citizens. Safaricom Ethiopia received the legal license to provide telecom services in Ethiopia in June 2021. That was the end of our weekly news. Please stay tuned to remaining programs on Nahoo Television. Presenting this week's news to you was me, Gifty Makonnen. Until next week, have a good day.